Hello, and welcome to episode number 62 of The Great Reset. My name is Robert Brill, and I'm the CEO of Brill Media.co. We're an advertising firm that helps companies achieve business results like sales and leads with the best paid media, data, and targeting available in the marketplace. We're here 5 days a week talking about marketing and advertising for senior marketing executives, entrepreneurs, and anyone who is looking to grow their company. In yesterday's episode, we did a walkthrough of the TikTok Ads Manager platform. Now, let's switch our sights to an existential threat the company is facing. In the last few days, we've seen increasing furor being levied towards the media company that is the darling of 2020 stay-at-home teens, millennials, and yes, even boomers. The platform is TikTok. In this video, we'll talk about what is happening with TikTok, the economic implications, and my opinion on what is actually happening here. TikTok is at the center of a political drama that is far from upbeat and dancy rainbows and sunshine, peaches and unicorns culture that you get when you're on TikTok. For the uninitiated, TikTok is the place to watch up to 1 minute long videos from people all over the world. The platform is driven by music, lip syncing, and teens bopping around to their favorite tunes. As a fan of TikTok and an older user at 39, it took a bit for me to get used to the platform, but in time, me and many others found this platform to be super interesting as a nightcap before going to bed and a good wind down with stories from people with vastly different points of view than I have. I found great music from the platform. I've seen interesting recipes that I've implored my wife to bake that came out to be super duper good. And I've learned about a slew of new tools to use for our advertising business from TikTok. For example, in yesterday's video about the TikTok Ads Manager, I showed you how we made an ad to upload to TikTok. I found the tool Veed.io from a TikTok video. As you can see, if you spend time on the platform, like TikTok and many other social platforms, it uses the algorithm to give me, you, and all of us videos that we all find interesting. So I end up in professional TikTok, hearing from business people, designers, and entrepreneurs on how to do better things with my business. I've also found some super interesting songs from the platform that I would have never come across that are totally cool, that I love listening to. The memes are funny, the people are entertaining, and the most surprising thing is that my wife and I consistently pass each other text messages filled with TikTok videos. It's a fantastic platform that has picked up adoption as the world shut down and stayed in during the COVID-19 pandemic. TikTok is being targeted by the US government to be banned from usage in the US because of a national security threat. This is the type of ban that has happened in other places like China and India when they block communication at the network level for these apps. TikTok has been under fire for one main security reason, and there have been a slew of allegations for ethical reasons, and later we'll discuss my opinion on what I think is actually happening here. The main security reason that TikTok is being targeted is that the app is a security risk because it collects vast amounts of consumer mobile data for a company that is a Chinese-owned company, ByteDance. The key point here is that the app collects the following types of data: phone and social contacts, email addresses, IP addresses, location data, phone hardware information, identification of other installed apps, whether the phone is jailbroken, and GPS location coordinates if location attributes are turned on. According to the security researchers that have looked into this and several lawsuits, there is a big deal because a lot of apps are collecting various types of information across the board in the US, but most apps, if any, are collecting all of this information at the same time in a single app. Quoting from an article in inputmag.com, existing on the internet in 2020 is to accept that at least some of the time your data is being tracked and utilized by tech companies. Just about every app and website is guilty of that. But this is now referencing a Reddit post that a researcher posted about the types of data that is being collected. None of the other popular social networking apps track their users to quite the extent that TikTok does. The US wants to ban TikTok because this is a lot of data collection for a singular company that is also a Chinese company. And I think the core here is national security and the fact that the data doesn't belong to a US company. Other challenges have been levied at TikTok, and this is more on moral and ethical issues. People have stated that TikTok presents access between adults who could be predators and children, young people on the platform. The platform is a predominantly focused young person's platform, and predatory adults are just a click and a message away from interacting with children. This can also be said for platforms including Instagram and Snapchat. The platform has also been accused of censorship, with leaked moderation guidelines discouraging criticism of Chinese political events, such as the protests and massacre at Tiananmen Square many years ago. For its part, TikTok says it takes great measure to protect data from leaving US borders. A standard practice for technology giants, including Facebook and Google, is to house data centers in countries all over the world, and for those countries to hold the data from local residents. So, for example, a data center in the US by TikTok will contain data from US users, and TikTok says that they are doing this in line with best practices from data companies and technology companies. Additionally, TikTok has a new CEO, Kevin Mayer, who is Disney's former head of streaming business. According to TikTok, this is a clear sign that TikTok is taking the US very seriously. Kevin also serves as the chief operating officer of the larger ByteDance organization. Statements by TikTok show that the US is a massive priority for the organization, which I think means that TikTok will do whatever it absolutely takes to keep US regulators happy. The US government likens the possibility of a TikTok ban to in the US to recent bans on companies including Huawei and ZTE, two companies who drew the US government's ire. These companies were declared a danger to national security and stripped of the right to do business in the US. It's a massive deal. The implications could be staggering for US users, employees, and the company. For users, TikTok has picked up a mass adoption in the US, especially as people are spending more time with their devices during stay-at-home orders and the COVID-19 pandemic. According to eMarketer, the platform expects 45 million unique users in the US using the service. According to Business Insider, TikTok generated $5.6 billion in revenue in Q1 2020, representing 130% growth year over year. In the US, the company expects to earn $500 million in 2020, according to an article from theinformation.com. And the Q1 2020 revenue of $5.6 billion is before most of the world went into lockdown because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This tells me that both in the US and across the world, TikTok is going to have a fantastic year revenue-wise, especially after they monetize and turn on advertising for small businesses, which we covered yesterday. A ban on the platform would affect all US employees, and I know some of them. These are exceptionally talented advertising executives who I've known for many years. They're good people. They deserve to work at great companies because they are fantastic people and really smart. Finally, the economic burden would fall to small businesses who would be stripped of access to a new ad buying platform that appears to be built with the same framework that the Facebook Business Manager is set up with. That is to say, the platform deploys intuitive organizational design, data targeting, and pixel setup that is likely to help small businesses grow in the coming years, powered off of TikTok's really fantastic, for business owners, powerful data. Now, that platform and algorithm targeting will work if their targeting algorithm is able to get the right ad to the right user based not just on interest, but also on momentary buying and click propensity. If you want to see a review of how to use the platform, check out our latest video on TikTok Ads Manager walkthrough and setup. So here's what I think is happening. If you recall, a few weeks ago, President Trump held a rally in Tulsa. For that rally, people all over the country had an opportunity to request tickets free of charge to attend the rally. And for context, this is in the middle of a pandemic where people can catch the COVID-19 virus by being in close proximity to other people, especially in enclosed environments like the stadium where the rally took place. People organized on TikTok to request almost 1 million tickets for the rally, and the vast majority of those people had absolutely no intention of attending. These people trolled the President of the United States. From news reports, it appears that everyone who wanted to attend were permitted to attend, but there was notably lackluster turnout to the point that an outdoor speech intended for the overflow crowd was canceled, and the indoor speech appeared to be filled with just 6,200 people of the 19,000 person capacity in the arena. TikTok organized to troll the President of the United States in a spectacular fashion. According to a quote from the New York Times, the ideas to buy these tickets spread quickly. These TikTok users deleted their posts within 24 to 48 hours to keep up their plan from being discovered by the Trump administration, and certainly these videos were seen millions of times. So in conclusion, there was some rumbling in 2019 about TikTok security, and I think the renewed focus on the platform is a vindictive move by the Trump administration. But that's just a possibility in one man's point of view. The reality is that data is powerful, and the wrong data in the wrong hands of adversaries is dangerous. For relationships between the US and China have been deteriorating as the US government insists on blaming China for the coronavirus pandemic. Add to that a trade war between the US and China have been increasing, and we have ripe conditions for the US to want to dig at companies that benefit China. There you have it. It's a turbulent time for TikTok, and in the coming days and weeks, we will see whether TikTok will even be available, those of us who love the platform in the US. And if it remains, I think it will be a big opportunity for small businesses to grow their scale and jump on low-cost, high-value algorithmic decisioning for advertisers. We shall wait and see. That's it for this episode of The Great Reset. We'll see you tomorrow.